I am Dr. Ruchika Verma, a postdoctoral fellow in Department of Psychology, University of Allahabad, is going to present module on adolescent health, anemia and nutrition. The module will specifically deal with anemia and nutrition in adolescent boys and girls. This module has been originally written by Ms. Sharanya Thanapati, who is an independent public health expert. The module will cover some main points, and these are introduction about anemia, definition and burden of the issue, causes of nutritional deficiency and anemia among adolescent girls, determinants of nutritional deficiency and anemia among adolescent girls, then life cycle approach, government initiatives to improve adolescent nutrition and reduce anemia, community structures and communitization processes to improve adolescent nutrition and reduce anemia, international initiatives to reduce adolescent anemia and improve nutrition, and issues related to anemia, how to reduce anemia and increase nutritional status. Basically, the module will try to look into the details of what are the main causes of anemia and how it can be dealt with. The main objective of the module is to understand foreseeing anemia and nutrition profile with its determinants, then to understand the life cycle approach, how anemia runs throughout the life of a girl and how it is affected by the major life cycle changes in the lives of the girls also. Then the module will also emphasize on the initiatives to reduce anemia and then implementation issues and limitation, because it is very important to understand that the anemia has been identified as an important problem in the Indian health system long back, but there are not very successful results in this area. Now, to start with the introduction, adolescent is defined as the people who are in the children who are in the age group of 10 to 19 years. Following the criteria of World Health Organization, children who are in between the ages of 10 to 19 years are considered as adolescents. There is an increase in the nutritional demand to changes in body mass and physiology, because this is the period when the growth of the body is at maximum and there is a demand both at the physical and the mental level. Anemia, when anemia inflicts a child, then it reduces the cognitive capacity. Now, what is cognitive capacity? Cognitive capacity refers to a child's ability to do higher mental processes, the processes which are mainly done due to the utilization of mind. It restricts daily tasks with risk of school dropouts, because once the child is suffering with anemia, then it's a common problem that the child cannot concentrate on the studies, and as a result there is a frequent school dropouts due to lack of motivation. Loss of appetite, reduced physical and mental health and menstrual disorder are some of the commonly associated conditions with anemia, because once the child is anemic, there is a continuous loss of appetite, the child doesn't want to eat anything, there is a reduction in the physical and mental health, because gradually the child becomes less alert, there is a less reception of the environmental stimulus, and it becomes difficult for the child to enjoy his physical and social environment. Then in girls, menstrual disorder is also very commonly associated with anemia, because basically loss of blood leads to menstrual disorder. Now, there are certain impact on the pregnancy outcomes also, because the loss of blood in the body, which is a prominent symptom of anemia, leads to serious implications on pregnancies. Anemia affects entire lifespan as girls and future generation, because girls who are suffering with anemia if at a younger age they are suffering with anemia, then their whole life cycle is affected, because at that point when their body is growing and they need maximum amount of attention and growth is required in the body, then it is very difficult for them to, and there is a lack of blood in the body, then the body shows such kind of symptoms which deteriorate their future generation also, because the reproductive ability of the child, of the girl, is affected. It reduces the productivity in the society, because as a result, if the future generation is suffering with loss of blood and loss of energy, then obviously the social and the economic condition of any society will be affected. Now, what is the meaning of anemia? How is it defined, and what are the prominent symptoms? According to WHO, World Health Organization, anemia is defined as a condition in which the number of red blood cells or their oxygen carrying capacity is insufficient to meet physiological needs. Physiological needs means that the basic life processes, like for example beating of the heart, activity of the digestive system, activity of the brain, nervous system, because all these basic processes are important for the survival. So, if the body is not able to perform the basic functions, then it becomes difficult for the body to survive. However, the condition of anemia varies with age, sex, altitude, smoking and pregnancy status, because the body of the women is very much affected by the number of pregnancies the body had, and the timing of the pregnancy is also very important. It also describes that hemoglobin is of less than 12 gram per dl is considered as anemia. However, in India it has been even considered lesser amount, that 10 to 11 gram per dl the women is considered as anemic. The deteriorating condition of the women in India is very much as far as anemia is concerned. Now, the next is the physiological causes of nutritional anemia among adolescent girls. The anemia is one such problem which has been caused due to not only physiological causes, but many other socio and cultural factors also. The most important physiological causes are, like, first of all, insufficient quantity of iron rich foods and iron enhancers in the diet, foods rich in vitamin C and low bioavailability of dietary iron. It has been seen that the Indian eating system, the Indian food in most of the regions in India are not very rich in iron. Excessive quantity of iron inhibitors in diet like tea, coffee, calcium rich foods are majorly taken by Indian population. Iron loss during menstruation is a big problem, which is an important physiological cause of nutritional anemia in adolescent girls. Poor iron stores from infancy, childhood to adolescent, because there is a lot of contribution of how parents are also giving diets to their children. Hardly sufficient percentage of parents give attention to the diets of the adolescent girls, and concentrate and give importance to the fact that the adolescent girls greater amount of iron in their diets as compared to other nutritions. Teenage pregnancy is another very important factor, which is very common these days also, and is leading to increased demand of iron due to tissue, blood and energy requirements with high risk of postpartum hemorrhage. Now, there are certain physiological conditions which cannot be avoided. However, there are certain physiological states that can be managed by other socio-cultural factors also. Iron loss due to pregnancy is very common and lead to major blood loss in young girls. Now, physiological causes of nutritional anemia, some other related factors like for example malaria and intestinal worms. These are also conditions which leads to iron loss in girls. Now, what is the burden of issue among adolescent girls in India? It has been seen that overall anemic girls who in 2002 to 2004, it has been seen that overall anemic percentage is 98%, then mildly 22%, moderate 49% and severely 27%. Severe anemia was found high among married girls, and there was a rural and urban disparity in prevalence, although the discrepancy was not very remarkable. Increase in education reduces prevalence of severe anemia, and there are Sikh adolescents, they have higher prevalence. Besides, if you moreover, when we see the states, Chhattisgarh has the highest prevalence rate, which is 48.3%. According to NFHS National Family Health Survey 3 data, 46.8% of 15 to 19 girls have basic body mass index of less than 18.5 to classify, and this classify them as abnormally thin, and this prevalence of anemia is 55%. So, we can see from these data, although this National Family Health Survey was published almost 12 to 13 years back, and this data also shows that 55% of girls are suffering with anemia. This phenomena is not only common in India, but is prevalent in almost all the Southeast Asian countries. Like for example, more than a quarter of adolescent girls are anemic. Like in Thailand there are 17%, then Nepal 39%, Myanmar 26%, and there is a limited availability of evidence, but however it has been seen that it is very common in most of the developing countries. Now, what are the determinants of nutritional deficiency and anemia? Anemia is one physiological condition in girls which has been researched and extensively studied by sociologists, psychologists, nutritionists, people in medicines and many others. And there are a lot of studies which reflect the condition and try to understand the causal factors and determinants of anemia. Some of the social factors which are very prominent are patriarchal society with male child preference, lack of understanding of adolescence being an important stage towards attaining social status, and empowerment and education. It has been commonly observed in the society that the patriarchal mindset make parents inclined more towards the health condition of their sons as compared to their daughters, because they feel that daughters are someone who are not their own and they have to go to some other's house at one point of their life, and son is their own belonging and will remain throughout with them throughout their life. So this mindset led to a complete discrimination in the home for as far as nutritional needs are concerned. And it has been seen that there is a lack of understanding of adolescents being an important, because parents, they are not aware of the fact that adolescent is a period of very strong nutritional needs for especially for girls, and they have to understand, without that they are making very weak bodies of young girls. Then there are certain cultural and environmental factors which are also contributing a lot in the problem of anemia. Like for example, the most common problem is the teenage marriage. Even today, girls get married before the age of 18 years, and due to early onset of sexual activity, they have to face the trauma of early pregnancies, early miscarriages, premature abortions, and this leads to a lot of physiological problems, ultimately leading to anemia. Then there is a lack of empowerment to make reproductive choices. In India, even today, women in most of the class, across different classes, caste and religion, very few women have control over their reproductive choices. Pregnancy and lack of spacing and no control over their reproductive ability has led to the suffering of anemia in many young women. lack of awareness of the family planning method is again a very important determinant in the teenage pregnancies and of these young girls. Change in food habits, social stigma towards family planning techniques leading to low compliance, change in agricultural pattern, lack of hygiene and sanitation, urinary tract infection and worm infestation are some of the common environmental problems which leads to anemia in these girls, because the system in most of the Indian villages is becoming such that the least importance is given to the health conditions of these young girls. Then there are certain behavioral factors which are also important determinants of anemia in young girls, like for example, risk of practicing imbalanced diet to maintain good look. Then attract and grasp attention by eating food products available in the markets advertised by favorite stars. Like for example, these days young girls are very much attracted towards eating pizzas, Domino's pizzas or Pizza Hut, or drinking Coke, and which are prominent cold drinks which does not have any nutritional value and lead to severe malnutrition in these young girls. There are political factors also associated with such condition, like for example, human resource constraint of frontline workers to delivery services, permit of multinational food products into market, therefore reducing value of locally available healthy food, and disparity in budget allocation. These are the political, because most of the determinants are interconnected. If there is a political control over the marketing of these products, like for example cold drinks, pizzas and many other products which does not have high nutritional value as far as iron deficiency is concerned, it is very important that these products should be totally banned in the society. Now, what are the economic factors? There are certain economic factors also which contribute in the prevalence of anemia in young girls. Some are poverty, child labor, migration, lack of social security, no separate provision of public distribution system benefit, etc. Because these are the factors which are playing lot of role. Poverty is an important role. Poverty play a very important role in the low intake of food and nutrition, where the basic needs of the family are not met. How can parents talk about the nutritional diet for their girls? Then underfeeding, lack of nutrition related diseases becomes very common, and lack of sanitation leads to infections also. Then there are certain things which, for example, stunted development of children, anemia and growth flattening, because ultimately poverty leads to decrease in the growth pattern of the child. Then a very important factor is that although government is promoting public distribution system, but there is no separate provision for allocating these products to the people who need it, because very few people who are below poverty line, they report that they are getting this benefit. There is a loophole due to which most of the products which are like for example wheat, rice and sugar, they are transported to the people, to the middleman, and are not reached to the people who are below poverty line. The next is the life cycle approach. Life cycle approach says that when we try to understand anemia from a life cycle perspective, then we can understand it in a more holistic manner. Like for example, the life cycle refers to the period when it starts right from the birth till the death. So, like for example, the baby who is born low at the time of the birth, if the weight of the baby is underweight, then gradually the constitution of the body is such that the growth of the child will be stunted, and the child will always be vulnerable to the conditions. Whenever there will be low nutrition, then there is a susceptibility that the child will face problems in the health problems in the future life. Then, like for example, if the growth is stunted, then gradually due to inadequate food and health and care, during the adolescent period also the health will be the growth of the adolescent will be stunted, and gradually there is a deterioration in the future health of the adolescent girl. Now, life cycle approach emphasizes on the holistic development. So, once right from the birth, if the child is inappropriate and the health is not up to the mark, then there is a growing tendency due to other socio-cultural factors that continuously the growth of the child will be stunted, and gradually adolescent girls will become more anemic. Now, when we talk about the various government initiatives to improve adolescent nutrition and reduce anemia, then the most common program is the Kishori Shakti Yojana, which was implemented through ICDS to improve nutrition, health and development. Each ICDS gets annual fund of rupees 1.10 lakh. Then this is a program which was implemented with an initiative to improve the health of adolescent girls. The second program is the National Program of Nutritional Support to Primary Education. The midday meal program was expanded to upper primary education, that is from class 6 to 8th during October 2007 to provide 700 calories of food, 20 gram proteins, and total student covered in this program in India were 3.36 crore. So, these two programs, they are very prominent for two prominent initiatives which has been taken by government to improve the health of adolescent girls. And other initiatives are National Nutritional Anemia Control Program in the year 1991, which was introduced to focus to promote regular consumption of foods rich in iron IFA to high risk group and treating severe anemia. This program lacked focus on social issues rather than on the individual needs. So, for every program was introduced and it was successful to that extent, and the program evaluation was also done for each program. Another program was National Nutrition Program for Adolescents, which was still implemented as pilot project in 51 backward districts of India to provide 6 kg of food grain through public distribution system for adolescent girls less than 35 kg of body weight. So, this program has been recently introduced and it has been implemented as pilot project. So, then another thing is 12 by 12 initiative to achieve 12 gram hemoglobin by 12 years of age by providing nutrition awareness, IFA supplementation, IFA which means folic acid supplementation, the iron pills which are given to the young girls for increasing hemoglobin level, then deworming, immunization and estimating hemoglobin and social mobilization. Then there is another program which is called SABLA, which was implemented in 13 states through ICDS to empower both school and non-school going girls. The components of implementation includes WIFS, biannual that is folic acid capsules, then biannual deworming and IEC, which these programs are very successful and running very smoothly in most of the districts of the country. Then there are school health programs which covers both public and private aided schools to serve 22 crores of students in India. This includes periodical health screening, referral immunization, vitamin A and IFA supplement, deworming, health promotion and education, midday meal are important components involved in the program. So, this particular program is also open to not only the girls who are below poverty line, but also cover major section of adolescent girls in majority of the economic classes. The Natural Iron Plus initiative This program brought all nutrition program under one umbrella with life cycle approach and continuum care. Identified Monday for WIFS, changed IFA color to blue to differentiate from tablets given to pregnant women. Sufficient steps were taken to improve compliance. There were certain target groups screening and referral is also done along with IEC. So, sufficient amount of research and evaluation and re-evaluation of all the programs have been done to improve the various programs at different stages. Then there is a National Food Security Act which prescribed nutritional norms to ICDS and midday meal for adolescents, in the age group of 10 to 14 years, but rest of the age group falls under normal food security. However, in this, inadequate importance to nutritional demand of adolescents has also been observed. There are certain community structures and communitization processes to improve adolescent nutrition and reduce anemia. Like for example, VHSNC, which is a democratic structure at every village with representatives from various communities meet periodically to discuss and take action on the health issues including adolescent issues and facilitate using united funds. The adolescent committee has also been formed and all adolescent under an ICDS will be mobilized to meet periodically to avail nutrition services, growth monitoring, IFA and deworming tablet and health education. There are certain case studies which shows that there is in spite of rigorous nutrition initiatives, show 2 times of lesser prevalence of severe anemia among adolescent girls in Tamil Nadu as compared to Madhya Pradesh. At the international level also, initiatives has been taken to control adolescent anemia and improve nutrition. Like one of the most important international initiative is World Health Assembly 2012, who declared resolution to reduce anemia prevalence to 50% among reproductive age group women. Then YIFS implemented in other SEER similar to India, Southeast Asian regions similar to India with the support of WHO and UNICEF. So, there are some initiatives which has been broadened and has been implemented to large number of countries at an international level. Then UNICEF initiated South Asian Nutrition Group for anemia related micronutrients, a South Asian think tank to conduct research on anemia. So, number of group has been developing and UNICEF and Pakistan government initiated iron fortification and wheat flour to prevent fortification of wheat flour to prevent iron deficiency in women. So, such kind of initiatives are introduced at the international level to control adolescent anemia. The next is what are the issues and what are the limitations which we need to address. First is that integration of programs yet to be attained. There is a need to understand each program and to evaluate it at all levels so that the success of the program can be assured. Second is early programs were focused on treating anemia rather than targeting on social issues. So, it is very important that not only on the issue of treating anemia, the program should also focus on the socio-cultural factors which are operating and perpetuating anemia in the society. Life cycle approach is implemented in various programs, however, still gap exists to address determinants of anemia. Then another issue is women's low status and decision making power has not been approached, and there is a need to improve monitoring of IFA compliance, because unless and until the programs are not checked at different levels, there will not be improvement in the health condition of adolescent girls. Thank you.